of a press conference of the Obidient movement tagged The Road to Anarchy. A press conference by the Obidient movement on the recent dangerous judicial pronouncement in Nigeria. Good morning or good afternoon, gentlemen of the press, fellow Nigerians, members of the diplomatic community that may have this copy of this statement, civil society organization, our millions of supporters around the world. Introduction. The weaponization of justice. Let me repeat. The weaponization of justice. We have called this urgent press conference to deliver a message of extreme urgent importance to the custodians of our state power and the guardians of our legal institutions. The Obidient movement has taken deliberate note of the latest contradictory judicial pronouncement regarding the recognition of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC. As a political party, these bizarre rulings come out of the heels of several other controversial targeted judgments and systematically engineered to dismantle a viable opposition platform in Nigeria. Just 3 days after Nigeria's incoming president, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, joined the NDC, a fictitious case was filed by a faceless entity to deregister the NDC. Even though it has no local standing in the case, and in a very laudable manner, the judicial entertained this case, disgracefully to us, and passed a kangaroo judgment on Friday, June 26, 2026. For the avoidance of doubt, this is a hatchet job by present administration to ensure that our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, is not on the ballot in 2027. We have said this before, and it has come to reality. But we will resist it with every strength of our body, and our determination is to ensure that Mr. Peter Obi is a candidate to run for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are completely blunt. The Nigerian judiciary is actively surrendering itself to the dictations and the caprices of the APC regime. It is no longer behaving as an impartial guardian of justice. It has been captured and weaponized as a tool of partisan warfare. We are here to sound the alarm on the terrifying historical reality. The judiciary exists as the ultimate buffer between peace and chaos. It is the peacemaking arm of civilized society. But in the judiciary outlived its usefulness, if it tells the common man that the courtroom is merely a marketplace where justice goes to the highest bidder or the most ruthless dictators, then the judiciary itself has signed the death warrant of our nation. God forbid. Because as we are seeing, the way in which our judiciary are acting give us doubt to believe actually if they are in defense of the common man. Some will argue that when the justice was made in our interest, did we come out and make noise? No. Why should we? Because the judiciary took a right judgment and everybody applauded. When you do the right thing, people will applaud you. When you do the wrong thing, people will talk down on you. True or false? Thank you. Let the ruling elite and the compromise bench hear this clearly. When you destroy the court of law, you leave the people with only the court of public opinion and the streets. If the legal system completely surrenders its integrity to executive manipulation, Nigerians will have no choice but to stop recognizing its authority. Because whether you like it or not, when your child knows that you have money and is completely living in hunger, one day he will challenge you. Have you not been so? So that is the situation in which we find ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the current administration and compromised the judiciary and actively driven us towards the cliff. Every Nigerian now is not happy. We are even scared to go onto the streets. People can arrest you, and when they arrest you, there's no justification. Then you go to the court where you're supposed to be defended, they will take you and jail you. The fear behind the assault, the ruling elite utterly terrifying. That is why they are desperately destroying the infrastructure and judicial technicalities to deregister and suppress viable opposition in Nigeria. But Nigeria belongs to all of us, not to a single political party or single individual. The political landscape cannot forcefully clear to create a monolithic one-party dictatorship hell bent on ruling this country into ground. Our children can no more go to school. We cannot eat 3 square meals. We cannot ensure that our people can travel from point A to point B without showing la hawla wa la quwwata. Or even saying, yeah, hallelujah, I've reached home safely. This is the situation in which we find ourselves. The presidency must hear this. Only Nigerian people have the right to choose their leader. Correct? It is the Nigerian people that can choose their leader. You cannot force yourself on all of us and say it must be you. There must be a contest. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. If this sadistic regime refuses to level playing ground field, it is a single, hardly prepared the ground for a violent revolution. The revolution may not even be from here. It will be somewhere else. Because when you deny people the right, they will rise up against the government. To our millions of members and volunteers and partners nationwide, including those standing in long lines during our opening and mobilization drive for the PVC of INEC. It is unquestionable that partnership and deliberate sabotage will keep you out of the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. The eyes on the ball is Peter Gregory Obi becoming the presidential candidate of the NDC. No more, no less. We, the Obidient movement, now demand that the current administration not to use the judiciary to manipulate democracy. We shall defend democracy and protect judiciary independence. Justice must prevail and no political manipulation. Let the will of the people prevail. The joint ticket of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and His Excellency Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso will be on the ballot, inshallah, on the 27th of January, before that time, to contest for the office of the presidency. And by the grace of God, with the will of the people, we shall defeat this present regime, inshallah. The APC government have manipulated the Independent Electoral Commission. They have pocketed the judiciary. They have hanged the military. They have put the police into their own hands and stampeding on them. It is a state capture. Every apparatus of governance in Nigeria has been captured, and we are saying no to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we must work to build a new Nigeria. A new Nigeria that is accountable. A new Nigeria that is credible. The new Nigeria that has character. A new Nigeria that has compassion. A new Nigeria that can be accountable and present itself to the Nigerian people. And we believe that the only person at this point that can lead us to that place is His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. I think for me, we as Nigerians must have the understanding that what the NDC is going through is not an NDC problem. So when we continue to ask opposition this, opposition that, Nigerians must understand that in 2027, the battle is between a corrupt political class, a failed political class against more than 200 million victims of failed and rudderless leadership. If Mr. Peter Obi does not become president tomorrow, I'm not sure he has a lot to lose in his personal life. But a lot of us here who are seated as young people have a lot to lose if Nigeria does not work. Right. So as a people, we must begin to ask ourselves and know that this is a battle against our own lives. But let me use this opportunity to just send this message clearly to Chief Bola Tinubu and the APC and any person who may want to listen or be aware. In 2027, Tinubu will not run unopposed. Chief Tinubu, there will be opposition. And Mr. Peter Gregory Obi will be on the ballot. That's right. Chief Tinubu, Nigeria under your regime will never be a one-party state. We survived the civil war, we survived different military dictatorships, we will survive you. That's right. The same way Buhari, in collaboration with Mahmoud Yakubu, conducted the New Yam Festival election that brought you into power, you, Tinubu, will conduct an election that will take you out of Aso Rock and bring in competent leadership. Thirdly, Chief Tinubu, if the people around you care to listen, they should make you understand that for you to be a leader, you must have a country. Do not be so desperate to become leader that you destroy the country. Because that kind of desperation may end you power that does not belong to you and you lose the country. Let the sense of reason guide every person. Obi was in labor, problem came to labor. Obi left labor, labor is peaceful. Obi entered NDC, problem. Obi left ADC, problem came to peace, went back to ADC. Obi entered NDC, problem has come to NDC. Remove your monkey hand from the pot of soup before it turns to human hand. Nobody, no political party who controls everybody should be this afraid. You have more than 30 governors standing on the mandate which they shall collapse. You control the National Assembly has become the Tinubu daycare. You control police, control INEC. INEC has almost become an electoral wing of the APC. In fact, we almost have an APC chieftain pretending to be an independent electoral umpire there. You control the military. Tinubu, what else do you want from Nigerians? Your wife has told us to sell akara, to fry corn, to roast corn, and to sell kuli. What else do you people want from Nigeria? Chief Tinubu, we may not know your exact age, but we know you are not a young man. Do not be too desperate to destroy this country for us, young people. Nigerian youths, are we together? Yeah. Refuse to panic. Go and get your PVC. The NDC will be on the ballot. Our leader, Peter Obi and Engineer Rabi Musa Kwankwaso will be on the ballot. I will be on the ballot for the good people of Ugoja Ayala Federal Constituency. And 2027, the will of the people will prevail because the power of the people is greater than the criminals in power. God bless you.
Nothing can justify the kind of judgment we'll be seeing coming out of the courts against the opposition political party. Not on legal grounds, not on constitutional grounds, not even on the Electoral Act. Because what will you say that a party, by law, you have to be body corporate as a registered political party. And the only organization that has the right that has been given in the constitution to become a registrar and a regulator for political party affairs in Nigeria is INEC. And if you are going to court as PMP, you are supposed to at least attach a copy of your registration certificate to show the court that you are a political party. The party that went to court is not legally known to law. It's unknown to the Nigerian law as we speak today. So it is even more evident in that document that we are asking that they would have provided court, that the court went further without looking at it and gave God judgment against a registered entity that is the political party, the Nigerian Democratic Congress. Look, what we are saying here, what the national coordinator, Dr. Yusa Tanko, is fighting for, is not the right for his children or a right for himself. It's the right of all good men, all women Nigerians who have survived, who have struggled under this hardship of this government. And the fact remains that the level of the registration that is coming from also the court point only towards the opposition party. If I wake up today and call that my party name is James Peter's Party, and I go to court and say they should register APC, will the court do that? without following legal and procedural process to conclude the facts placed before them. And don't forget that this same party will apply to be registered in 2015. That's almost 10 years later. The party is coming back there, so a registered party is using their logo. And this party the NDC got its judgment 10th of December. Even if you want to register, you have, in some procedural cases, you have 7 to 30 days. In another one, you have 90 days. All those rules, regulations and rules that govern the application of appeal has been exhausted either by INEC, which was a party to it, and it ended on the 10th of March, only for this party to come 6 months and 16 days after to come and apply for something and get a judgment. It means only one thing, that the APC is in panic. The APC is afraid of one candidate, and which is Peter Obi. He applied to join the ND on the 3rd. On the 3rd, but on the 5th, a case was filed against the party the NDC was in peace, enjoying themselves, doing their party, doing their organization, until Peter applied to be joined. So this shows that when you see a tire mark pass and you see a dead body on the road, the first investigation will start from the tire mark, whether it's the one that killed the child. That's why we are suspicious of the actions of the court, because we see that there's an attempt by government in power to conscript the space, to reduce political participation, and go to coronation. We have contacted a blacksmith to do a crown so that we can coronate the APC by January. Let them just go and be running the monarchy. Because if you want to be a president of Nigeria, you must go through a competitive contest, and that is election. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am here, not just in my capacity as Deputy National Public Secretary of the party. I'm here in representation of our party, our great party. And I want to confirm to you, based on the question that you have just asked, that as of today, our party is diligently and competently in court to challenge obnoxious judgment, from the most perfidious justice we've ever seen in this country. So I can assure you that we are doing everything within the ambit of the law to beat back this disgraceful court judgment. So I'm also assuring you that we are taking into cognizance all the possible scenarios and technicalities that might be exploited against our party to make sure that we don't fall into a pit hole. And then I'm also assuring you, based on the question you asked, that today we are not only filing at the courts. We have some of the most intelligent lawyers. We have a team of lawyers we have assembled. And don't forget, our presidential flag bearer is smarter than them, including the vice presidential flag bearer. Our national leader is a lawyer. Our national secretary is a lawyer. We have also other eminent lawyers in our team working together in synergy. And I can also, lastly, assure you that while at the court, we would ask for accelerated hearing, and not just that, we would ask for stay of execution so that we can continue our business with INEC as usual.
Your issue of evidence, we are all Nigerians, the public court is there. They started by arresting people like Malam Nasiru El-Rufai. They arrested Malami, former Attorney General. They brought out the PDP. They brought down the Labour Party. They brought down the ADC. Now they come to the NDC. How many proofs do you want?
Too much proof.
Is it too many proofs? If they are sincere, the thing is that when they were running, nobody went against them. But at the moment now, in fact, they even went against SDP. So it is very, very clear. Any opposition whatsoever is being run to the ground. And that is not democracy. So all of us here are interested in defending democracy because our democracy is in danger.
That everything is under control. But we don't know what it is like on the other side, especially in Obidient movement and some other, among supporters and members of the party. How are you taking it? Is it true that you actually have some sort of panic or fear within your ranks? Thank you.
There is no one single panic. One single panic. The candidates, everybody is running around this particular political party. And they all know that also their Jagora is Mr. Peter Obi, and their other Jagora is Alhaji Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. So where would they panic? In fact, let me tell you the truth. Those who are in panic are those who are trying to stiffen us.
Yes.
Those are the ones that are trying to intimidate. Those are the ones that are in panic.
Right.
Because if you are not in panic, you have the ministry under you, police under you, army under you, all INEC under you. You have judiciary under you. You have 30 almost governors under you. Yet you are afraid of going into a public contest. Who is at panic now? They are. And the Nigerian people are solidly together to fight for the right of democracy in Nigeria. It must survive. It must survive. Thank you.